All right, fantastic. Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another ASEA Global Expansion Team Zoom. We had an incredible weekend at the home of Eric and Marina Worre in Las Vegas, Nevada. An incredible, I don't know, $11, $12 million house up on the hill overlooking the city of Las Vegas, who has gone through a very strange time in this pandemic. And there were about 50 people representing ASEA, as well as two corporate people. Chris Maston and Justin Wilson came and hung with us for the weekend. It was so great to be around ASEA people instead of just on Zoom. Zoom's fantastic, but there's just nothing like being in the flesh. So we had about 50 of us there, just soaking in the training and really bringing ASEA to the forefront. Eric Worre, if you don't know, is one of the premier network marketing trainers. And he oftentimes brings the most powerful people in network marketing together to mastermind ideas so that we can constantly bring this industry to a whole new level. And within that industry, in my opinion, ASEA is at the top of the world-class heap. So anyway, we're going to go over to some people. We've got Chuck Rivara, we've got Rosie Donahoe, we've got Jackie Wetzler, and others that are going to be sharing tonight about their takeaways from the Eric Worre event. So let's start with Jackie. Jackie, I know that you've been to a lot of Diamond Summits, and you've been to a lot of ASEA conventions, and you've been to a lot of, ASEA events. How was this event different from all the other events, and what were some of your takeaways this weekend?
Thanks, Cindy. Hey, everyone. I think the biggest takeaway for me is that it really struck me this time, being around the top leaders of ASEA and with Eric and Marina, a once in a lifetime opportunity. It really struck me of, what can I be doing more so to be like a leader? Surrounding myself with other like-minded people is who you become. And it's all about shifting your mindset and more innovative thinking of what kind of things I can practice with to become that leader and look myself like a leader. So I want to attract more leader-like people in my organization. So that was the first thing that I want to implement in my career going forward. And then the second takeaway that I got was he talked about independence. He talked about a lot of people coming into network marketing will be a tourist, but then you'll get your go-getters. And he talked about, when people want to do something with this business, you want to ask them, how fast do you want to be independent? And you'll give them assignments and challenges, and you'll start at, a 10 challenge. And, if they're not able to do a 10 challenge, maybe go down to a 6. And then if they're not able to do a 6, a 5, then it may be a 3, but just kind of different challenges and assignments to do, because, they told you they want to do this. So then you want to see if they're actually going with their word and proving it to you. So those are my biggest takeaways of how to get yourself going and moving forward and faster and thinking bigger and not playing small anymore, and just really becoming the leader and where you want to be in this industry. Thank you for letting me share.
Absolutely. So I love that you brought that up, Jackie, because, he said, we always say, listen with your eyes. And so people will tell you whatever they tell you, but what they actually do is the truth. And so one way of doing that, listening with your eyes and really kind of speeding up the process and not just waiting till something happens, is, like Jackie said, to give them an assignment. And he said, even if somebody says they're a 10, they're your next royal, presidential grand poobah, whatever, and then they don't do anything. And so you lower the assignment, make it a little easier, a little bit attainable. Maybe they bit off more than they can chew, and maybe they go down to a 1. I love this example. He said, ask them to do a mini documentary. And what that means is they take their phone and they do first you go over to their product, because they probably haven't even opened their product. So you make sure that they've opened their box, and then they take their phone and they do a selfie and they do a little, picture with a little blurb of how they're doing day 1, day 2, day 3, and they document their progress on social media or texting just you if they're more private about their progress from day 1 to day 12. And can you imagine if all of our customers and all of our associates were actually doing these mini documentaries? If that's all they were doing, they're not a 10, let's just say they're a 1, they're at the other end of the spectrum. Just think how much computer time, eyeball time ASEA would be getting. So anyway, just think about that. Yeah, that was a great tip. So let's go over to Rosie. Rosie, I know you were soaking it all in. Just, every cell in your body was tingling from, all of the inspiration and vision and imagination that was happening in the room. We were all just swirling together. It was so exciting, so fun. What were some of your takeaways? And you're on mute, Rosie, so just unmute and then we'd be able to hear you.
Thank you. Thanks, Cindy, for the opportunity to just share. And you're right, I was absolutely tingling. I need to say, for those of you that are listening to this and thinking, well, that's okay for them, but that ain't me, because I sat in that seat for way too long. I've been in ASEA 11 years. I was scared to go to this event, and I came back to people I love and care about. Yes, we weren't wearing masks, but we were all temperature taken. And I got to hug people and just hang out with folks and recognize this really important thing that anybody, including me, can achieve great success. Alan, I think it was Alan that said, or no, Eric Worre said, if you're not making $1 million a year with this opportunity, you're squandering an opportunity. And folks, I've been squandering. I admit it. So I'm in the car with Bo and he's like, so when are you hitting diamond? And it was like, yeah, when am I? Yeah. So, those kinds of questions, the level of thinking about this, it's really, really important. December 17th, by the way. And did you know that the biggest Google search going on now is, how can I work from home? This is another thing that Eric shared. I want all of you to think about this. How can you work? People are looking for, how can they work at home? And you have the answer. There was so much that I got from this, including this. I was asking Tammy Gates before this, Tammy, I'm just having trouble having Director 300s. And so she delivers this talk about our core rank is Director 300. You guys, go Director 300 and help other people get to Director 300 and document your process. Your story is what you share, and that's what works. So this is so uplifting on so many levels. By the way, hanging out in a multi-million-dollar home is like, okay, we're going to expand the business. I think Marina said, women don't give themselves permission to dream big. I would guess that some of you guys don't either. So it's up to us. We have to dream bigger. That's been a challenge for me for years. Oh, I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm making a little money. And then I listen to what others are making, and it's like, what am I doing? Squandering an opportunity. That's what I've been doing. So I just want to share, don't squander anymore, you guys. You have an incredible gift. What ASEA Corporate's going to do for us is your dreams coming true. It's going to give you your dreams. Hang in there, go to work, become a pro, sign up for GoPro, and be on the training call with us, not with me, but with all of us and trainers on how to do this. Tuesday mornings, 8 o'clock. I'm sure Cindy will fill in the blanks. I love you guys. Thank you. Thanks for letting me be here.
So Rosie, when will you be Diamond Honor before?
December 17th, 2021.
Atta girl.
Very good.
Thank you both. Thank you.
Atta-
Thank you. A decision made.
That's right. So Tyler Norton reminds us that if we don't do our job well, people will suffer. And so it's not about how scared we are or how weak we think we are or how much money we think we're okay with or whatever. Look, there are so many people on this planet that are praying for a solution, and we might just have what they're looking for. We're not going to know if they're going to be open to what we have to offer them unless we ask them, unless we get to know them, unless we get out there in the world. And the more people you help, the more people benefit. And then, by the way, you get paid more. So, help people first and then you get paid. So Chuck
Yes.
Rivara, I know you were there and soaking it all in by the infinity pool and out on the decks, and it was just such a horrible place to have to work, wasn't it, Chuck?
It was terrible, terrible. But speaking of that pool, Dr. Walker and David Barboza and I were the first ones there. And we spent quite a bit of time initially out there on that patio, just really taking in the view. And I was telling Dr. Walker at that time that I was contemplating not going to Nashville. We were going to have a team event in a motel and watch the Zoom, just because those have been so fantastic. But we walked back into the main room and most everybody had shown up and the electricity was just off the chart. And there is no substitute for that. So if you can, by all means, make it to Nashville, make it to Las Vegas. Both of my tickets to those events have been bought, and I wasn't planning on going to either one of them until this event. It was phenomenal. I think Jackie was reading my notes when she gave her talk, because that was the same thing I took away from Eric's talk was our job is to sort and sift people. But our other job is to sort and sift our associates, because 70% of them will do nothing. 2% are your business builders. And that's what we need to identify. And I use the analogy with my team is you can't push a rope. And so I really I know Dr. Walker and Jerry White have been teaching me how to do what they call a game plan interview of finding out what's important to the associate and trying to come up with a game plan. But the way Eric laid it out and Jackie so eloquently articulated how to do that was phenomenal. And I think if I can take a hybrid of what Jerry and Dr. Walker have been teaching me and what Eric also taught us, that's going to blow things up. And it was just so amazing to be there and everybody. I was a little intimidated because I have a relatively low pin, and I figured, everybody's triple and grand poobahs and all kinds of stuff. And it was, everybody had their hair down. They came up, they talked to you, addressed you by your first name. You asked the question, and they spent just however much time it took to take care of it. We were talking. Chuck Gates and David Barboza and I were talking, and Marlena came up, and we talked with her for about 45 minutes. And what an amazingly sharp lady. She gave me some more take back. I have 2 daughters, and she was giving me the statistics of females in network marketing, and they're 75%-ish. And like Rosie was saying, they don't give themselves permission to dream. And that kind of hit me hard because I guess I've got 2 daughters, and I think I need to do a better job instilling that they can do whatever they want to do. And Justin's story about what his dad did for his family, and the fact that his grandkids will get residual checks from what he did. What's the momentum that ASEA is getting ready to go into? All of us are in the same boat. We can leave a legacy for our kids. And that was pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool. You know, Justin and Chris took some gloves off and gave us a little peek behind the curtain of what's coming between now and Nashville. And I'm telling you what, you guys, please listen to Roseanne Donahoe and do not wait to build your business, or do. Look, it's your life. So if you're not going to do ASEA, just make it clear to your leader, look, I'm not going to do it. I'm really a customer. I just really enjoy the product, so that they don't waste, I don't mean to say waste, but they don't invest their time with you, because if it's not something you want, because there's an expression out there, do you give birth or do you resurrect the dead? It's much easier to give birth. And there's people out there that are hungry, they're motivated, and they're willing, and they're coachable. And those people are out there salivating for something like ASEA to come across their desk, because those of us who have done network marketing, Bo and I have done network marketing for 23 years now, full time. We have never seen anything like this come across our desk ever before. So sometimes you don't have that perspective. If you just got in, you don't really understand network marketing, you're brand new. But trust me on this one, you guys, we are so primed for legacy. Like Chuck said, legacy opportunity. This is not about you. It's not even about your kids. It's about your grandkids. If you want to, you can be involved in something that is so huge that, trust me, even us that have a pretty big vision can't imagine, I don't think, really where we're going with this. It's gigantic. It's humongous. It's outrageous. And it's not just another product that you can get at Whole Foods or on Amazon. We've got something so unique here. And my prediction, April of 2021 at Eric Worre's house, when we go back there, April of 2022, ASEA will be by far the company that grew the most. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind. So anyway, I really want to promote David Barboza. He's on the thing, but I can't promote him as a panelist. I don't know, Stevie, if you can help me with that. Maybe I can pass the torch back over to you, and maybe you can see if your computer will do it. But
you should be able to now if you want to try one more time.
All right, let me try that again. Anyway, Bo, you wanted to remind them about Tammy Gates bought some tickets. So tell them about that.
Yeah, well, first of all, I think you guys all received probably, or a great deal of you did receive an email which talked about the deal from Eric Worre, $97 for GoPro coming this December 3rd, 4th, and 5th. He has some tremendous bonuses attached to it. Those bonuses are just available through Eric, and this is through midnight tonight. Right now, also, Chuck and Tammy have purchased a quantity of tickets, and they are offering them for $75. And they do not include the bonuses that Eric's includes, but it does include you going to GoPro in December 3rd through 5th. So either one of those options are available to you. Eric's option is only available through midnight tonight, I think, Pacific Coast time. And then Chuck and Tammy's, I believe, is available through May 15th, was it? Through May 15th at $75. So, I mean, come on, guys. Investing $75 into yourself and into your business is nothing compared to what we garnered last year when we were watching GoPro, and that had about 30,000 people in it. And his goal is 250,000 people. It'll be the largest meeting ever held digitally in the world. They may get Guinness Book of World Records in there or something, but it's super exciting. $75 is nothing, and that's just for your own viewing. You can bring one or two of your associates over, or have a party to watch it as well for $75. It's nothing. And the $97 includes the bonuses. I don't have them off the top of my head. I know one of them was the sponsored 20 people in 30 days and some other interesting ones. But just remember that those are available, and grab them as soon as you can, because they won't be around for very long. I mean, I think the regular price for GoPro with Eric Worre right now is $149. I'm not positive of that, but it's pretty close. And they just offered it to all of us through midnight tonight because of what we put together last weekend.
And the programs that he's including, radical duplication is one of them. I just don't have the names of the programs, the coaching programs off the top of my head, but the value is something like $1,200. And so you get all of that for this. If you buy it from Eric, the $97, you buy it from Chuck and Tammy, the $75. The other thing you get is you get a mentoring program, Millionaire Mastermind, on Tuesday mornings. We're going to give you a special link for that. If you have a GoPro ticket, you are invited to the Millionaire Mastermind given by the top earners in ASEA, coaching you to how to build your business every single Tuesday morning, 8 to 8:30. That's Mountain Time, and on Zoom. So that's open to the whole ASEA family, and that training is done by about 20 of our top ASEA income earners, top ASEA leaders. So you guys invest in yourself or don't, but we're just telling you what's out there.
Jackie, unmute yourself for a quick sec and say some words so that you can show that flyer, because you're just a teeny little picture right now.
Sure. So I was basically saying.
Now put it up to the screen. Now put up the flyer to the screen, pretty please. Do ASEA, GoPro.com, or get hold of Chuck and Tammy, but those are your two options right now.
Fantastic.
The extra program is inviting the gateway skill. And then you'll get the mentorship program.
Fantastic.
Our top leaders.
Let's go over to David Barboza. David, you want to unmute yourself and tell us some of your takeaways from this weekend?
Yeah, sorry about that. I had a little trouble getting on there. There was 4 things that really came to mind with me. And the first one is kind of just hits you right in the chest when Eric said to us, how much would we pay ourselves in the last 30 days? And that really made me think about, am I really doing everything I can? And am I really engaging? And then the next thing is going back to the basics and finding out, are people willing, coachable, and hungry? And that was the discussion I started on my team already today, and saying, we just got to get there. We've got to ask each other and be honest. Are we going to be willing and coachable and hungry? And then the third thing, I just posted it in the chat. I love this. Success loves speed. And, if we don't get going, nothing gets going. And then the wrap up that I really got from this whole thing is, can we give ourselves permission to be successful? And I think that for me is my hang up. I don't give myself permission to be successful. And I think that's really common. And we've just got to say, it starts in our head. And until we give ourselves permission, it's just not going to go forward. I was listening to Chuck, and the same thing he said, just an incredible event. The momentum that I think this company is going to have coming out of this. I always thought that, but I never felt it. I feel it now. I feel where we're going to go, and that is really exciting.
Yeah. So, and that what you just said, David, is so critical. You can think all day long, but until you get that message into your heart, there's an expression out there, and it says, there's a day when you get into ASEA, and then there's another day when ASEA gets into you. And when ASEA gets into your blood, and you're not out there selling stuff or trying to convince people or trying to twist people's arms, when you are ASEA, that award, I am ASEA, when you are being ASEA, and you understand what an incredible mission we're on to help people regain their financial dignity and their health dignity, you know what? It's amazing how your fears go away, because it's not about you. It's about the person that's praying because they've got headaches all day long, or the person that's about to lose their house, or the person that's trying to figure out how to homeschool their kid, while this pandemic is going on, and trying to be a single mom and earn a living at the same time. I mean, people are turning themselves in pretzels trying to figure out how to survive this life that we're in right now. And you guys, we have an answer. We can help these people. And believe me, That's priceless benefits. You get so many priceless benefits. And then on Friday, you get a check on top of the priceless benefits, you know? So, I mean, if you don't want that check, I'll give you my address. But anyway, listen, let's go around the room one more time and just give one final, if you had one bit of advice for someone who's out there, they're willing, they're hungry, and they're coachable. Jackie, what would your advice be in order for them to bring their business from where it is to where they want it to go? What would your one bit of advice be right now?
You know, what really has struck me this year is going back to my why. And that's has made a huge shift for myself. You know, just, I've really taken that real seriously and going really, really deep inside myself of what my why is, so that no matter what struggles I have, or people that put me down, or people put that business down, or network marketing down, or this is saltwater, or whatever the case may be, you hear it all. If you really have that deep why in you, you'll know why you're doing this and nothing will stop you. So I think, you know, as basic as it sounds, I think that's what has been the grit in me this year.
Absolutely. And Dean Graziosi says, if you can't find your why, because it's not easy, you know, a lot of people, they say, forget how to dream in the 4th grade. So a lot of us are dusting off those muscles, trying to remember how to dream again. So here's how you get to your core why. And you've heard the expression, if your why doesn't make you cry, then you haven't found your why. So here's what you do. You say, you know, why do you want to be successful in ASEA? And you answer that question. And then when you have the answer to that question, you say, okay, then why is that important to you? And then once you have that next answer, you say, well, then why is that important to you? And then you have that answer. Well, why is that important to you? And you go down, when Jackie said deep, 7 levels deep. And Joyce Barron and I both did this together. And at the end of we went down, it was all about legacy and helping other people and making a difference before we die and And we got to the very bottom, and we were both, you know, our lips were wobbling and our eyes were tearing, and we just wanted to know that our life mattered. Okay, so there you go. So, okay, over to David Barboza. If you had one bit of advice to give out to people that really want to move their business from where they are to the next level, what would your advice be?
I think the biggest thing that I got out of the whole thing was we got to give ourselves permission. We got to believe in ourselves, and we got to give ourselves permission to become a triple diamond. That's where it's that simple for me. I haven't done that.
Yep, I hear you. Give yourself permission and just take the handcuffs off and go, right? What's the worst that can happen? You know, you either die by making mistakes or you die with regrets. I'd rather make more mistakes than die with regrets, right, David? Fantastic. Let's go over to Chuck. Chuck, what would your advice be for somebody to move forward in this business?
Start today. We were in a meeting prior to this, and Dr. Walker had mentioned that it took 11 years for ASEA to get to $180 million a year. And they project us to be at $500 million by 2025. So that's more than double. There are some things coming in down the pike, changes happening. What you do today is going to triple or quadruple within the next year. So the longer you wait, the further behind the curve you are. So the gas pedal needs to be to the floor.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Don't wait. Rosie Donahoe, what's your advice to the people? They want to move their business. They're sick and tired of squandering this opportunity. What's your advice for them to move their business forward?
Everything that everybody else has said. And Cindy, I want you to know, just hanging out with you this weekend was just a complete gift. You and Bo, and your wisdom, you know, how you put this together in your mind is like, whew. So great value. For me is being one who's squandered and is now focused. I would say getting the skills of network marketing down. Just learn the skills. There's only 7 of them. Get the GoPro book. I'm rereading that, my signed copy now. I'm rereading that because I was lazy. Don't be lazy. Okay, just go to work. It will change your life. And I really appreciate you saying all these years, it was never about me. I didn't want it to be about me, but it ended up being about me because I was friggin' afraid. So get over it and get into action.
There you go. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I'll tell you the best way to refresh your network marketing skills. I mean, David Silverman said this weekend, I've read GoPro 13 times. Have you read it 13 times? If you had read it 13 times, maybe you'd be where David Silverman is today. So great advice, Rosie. Bo, do you have a takeaway or an advice to move forward? If one of them that comes to your brain, comes to your heart?
I tell you, it was just, I mean, like everybody said here, it's just getting started, understanding that, our past does not determine our future. From today on does. And we have a tremendous opportunity on our hands just to ASEA the way it is now, and what they're putting forth for the very, very near future will put us on an entirely new level. So the size of the net that you cast over the next, I'm going to say 8 months, is really going to determine the type of geometric progression that's going to explode in your business come after Nashville. So get on it, guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll make my recommendation would be to read the book, What Do You Say When You Talk to Yourself, and watch every single word, whether you speak it out loud or whether you speak it in your head to yourself. I told Rosie this weekend, I said, if you spoke to me the way you speak to yourself, I'd smack you. So I'm telling you, that book, What Do You Say When You Talk to Yourself? Talk to yourself nicely, encourage yourself, be your own cheerleader, because when your cup is full, then you can fill other people's cup. If you're still trying to fill your cup, you don't have enough liquid for everybody else. So fill your cup first. And then when your cup runneth over, let it run into other people's cups. So what do you say when you talk to yourself? And every single word you say, Bo and I are constantly using, don't forget the stamps or something. And I'll say, what? He'll say, remember the stamps. I mean, little tiny things like that, right? Every single word matters. You are creating your future with the thoughts that you think and the words that you say. So know how powerful you are. The words are much more powerful than a sword, right? You're carving your destiny. Don't squander that destiny. So we're a little bit over time. Thanks so much for your patience with our technical support at the beginning of the call. Technical difficulties at the beginning of the call. We want to thank all of our guest speakers. We wish we would have been able to take a big private plane and take the whole ASEA family, and there was enough room at this house for everybody. So we wish we could have taken all of you, but hopefully we've imparted some of our vision, and you'll be able to see a recording soon. But please take our advice, register for GoPro, get the free stuff. Be there online. I'll tell you, there's nothing better than a virtual event. No parking, no hotel. You got to eat your own food, use your own bathroom. If you want to talk to the person next to you, you're not going to be bothering the person behind you. Everybody's got a front row seat. There is no excuse not to be at this event. If you're not at this event, okay, this is going to sound threatening, but it's true. If you're not at the GoPro event, you're sending a message when we listen with our eyes that you are not interested in building an ASEA business. Okay, just saying. Have an incredible, incredible week, everybody. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.